Okay, now we start the August video tour. Here is the back porch, side porch really, it's on the side of the house. And I don't know if I concentrated on those flowers before, but the pots are coming in kind of pretty. So that's them. And then here we are to the hibiscus, and they're just blooming like crazy. The fountain's turned off. It's been turned off overnight, and I have to turn it back on. Then we're coming out. The Japanese maple had some problems with our little drought, but now it's recovering, getting some flowers, or not flowers, new leaves. And there's some geraniums in the pots up here. The geraniums. The bird bath. And I just trimmed some petunias yesterday, so I stuck them in there just to have the blooms until they die, and then I'll take them out. The front yard pots. Ooh, you can see in the living room because I have the door open. It's a beautiful morning, cool. It rained last night. You know, the petunia's back on the flowers. Under the pine tree. I didn't pay attention to this side too much last time, and so nobody saw our little sign for winning being nominated for a beautification award for the yard. We've been nominated for 3 years, so you know, we don't do it for the nomination. We do it because we like pretty yard. So I just forgot about that part last time. And the island gardens don't have a lot of bloom, but they got a lot of plants. Well, apart from the alyssum, that it all came up from seed, and I just decided I was leaving it. And the one petunia on this side took off really well, but the other ones that I planted out here, it's been a bad year for petunias and marigolds here. And that's unfortunately what I put out there. Now I've got to get out of the sun here. I'm not as early in the morning as I was last time. So the compass garden is looking pretty. It's going to be real interesting here in a month or so when the mums all start blooming. I did have quite a few of those come back and from last year, and even moved a few to equalize what did come back compared to what didn't come back. We have hit or miss when it comes to mums around here. You know, some people seem to have really good luck with them. I have not had good luck in the past with them. You know, usually they die out pretty easy, but there's the compass garden. And there's another mum that I moved over here. And we have our little bully welcome flag. It's actually a winter flag, but it's got a bully on it, so it stays out. Got a little clammy coming up here as a seedling, and I'm letting it go. My purple taro, it has decided to start growing, but then it kept falling over and it was all crooked, so I had to block it up a little bit better, and now it is actually starting to stand up, but it's going to be a few more days to a week, I think, before it's totally upright. But you can see by the leaves over there that they are quite purple once they come out big. And then the impatiens that are in the shade on the north side of the neighbor's house. And little hibiscus. And then we're back to our house, the south side. The daylilies are done. I've got to get in there and clean the stalks. That bush took off a lot. Now here's an overview of the yard. The sun's kind of gonna get in the way here, but it's definitely filled in quite a lot, and I just ran through a spider web. We still have lots of blooming coming on these wonderful seedlings, and everything over here is just turning into a real jungle. Look how huge some of those begonias got, and I don't remember the name of those silver plants that you put in for accent plants, but those, every single one of them are ones that survived the winter last year. And then when we built this bed, I put them into pots to transplant to build the bed, and then planted them here. And they have gotten huge, and they've bloomed. And it's just amazing that they do what they do. Another year they'll all die because they're typically an annual here. Now Bruce wanted me to make sure that everybody saw this cleome. This comes up from seedlings that I planted, I don't know, 5 years ago. And it just keeps, every year seedlings. But every year it seems to get a little bit further out than what it was the last year. And we even have one that came up over here, and then you saw the one in the front. So it is quite large. I do have a path here, but I have to get off of it because the cleome is so big that I can't step in it or get in it. There's the pond. There's some phlox blooming back there, but most everything else is to the green. There are a few clematis here and there blooming, but they're not, in their prime right now. I do have some little ornamental peppers coming up over here that I actually planted some seedlings, and I planted them on both ends of this bed, but this end they came up, and you can see there are actually peppers in there, and about next week both sides should have a lot of red and yellow peppers sticking out. But the ones that I planted on the other end didn't any of them take, so it's just what you get with planting sometimes. You can see everything's pretty wet because it did rain last night, but things have done quite well. That little petunia right there came up on its own from seed about 2 weeks ago, and look at how it's just taken off. The rabbits have decided that they like hiding in the, now I'm not going to remember the name of those, but Coreopsis. We've got those on every side. And they like hiding in it. I even deterred one that was trying to dig a hole to put a new nest up on the other side of the irises up here in the top tier. These are all growing in. These Artissimus, I think they're called. They've gotten just absolutely huge. I'm going to look into them and see if maybe cutting them back helps keep the centers from falling, because I always have the trouble with them falling in the center because, the weight of the outside branches, makes them do that. Here's the pots planted against the raspberries of the neighbor's yard. And we're getting into the sun here again. This is one of the ornamental peppers that I also put up planted the seeds in the pot. And then back here, I have to be careful where I step because this is Gracie's potty area. But we have the lily pond, and it's too early in the morning again for the lilies to be blooming. But I wanted to come back here and show that this has grown in quite a bit. And you can see how tall the castor beans have gotten. And there are some gladiolas in there that the rabbits have enjoyed and munched on dramatically this year. So they really, if I get 1 or 2 gladiolas out of it, I'll be really shocked because there's plants back in there, but they're not very tall. And then this little clematis is blooming. And I'll come around here past the castor bean. And like I said, they're pretty tall. We have a couple of planters in here. And we have the bougainvillea, butterfly bush. What is that called? It's not bougainvillea. And this clematis back here, that's the oldest one, and it pretty much stays blooming pretty good. And you see Gracie's pool. And then back there you kind of see just the edge. I'm not going to try to go back there, but we had a Rose of Sharon bush back there. It's a big double blooming pink one, and we actually cut it all down and didn't expect that it would do anything this year. And look how big it has grown up. It was well over 10 foot tall and way overshot the area, and that's why we cut it down and thought we'd have nothing there. But it is coming back. Oh, and I just saw something I have to show you. If you look across here, here's into the deck on the one side. We have an extra decking on this side because eventually we're going to take and put a larger canopy on here. But what I wanted to show you, most all of the iris that I have here are what they call rebloomers. And as you can see, I have new blooms coming right here. So this is August. This one is going to start reblooming. And that's a little kind of a purple and a rusty color. I can't remember the name of it. I actually had the same iris over here that matched it, but the rabbits have decided that they didn't like that much, and so they dug out so bad that that one's about gone. So it's a good thing I still have these that I can transplant to another area. So then we're back over here to the pond and the fish. Don't look at the waterfall, it's gone. And that area, next year we're going to totally redo that. And we have this Carolina vine, or Virginia creeper, I guess it is, that has just really invaded the fence and this whole area. And this fall's project's going to be to try to eradicate it without killing the clematis that hide the filtration area. We'll see what happens, but it's just not, what we want anymore. And then we're back here to this big, huge cleome. I'm going to try to back off here and show you the whole backyard from this view. Oh, we got some more snapdragons coming up, seedlings, because I never planted any colored snapdragons back here except for yellow ones. Now, can you hopefully see? I have the sun in my eyes, so I'm hoping you can see the whole backyard from this view, which is more how we see it when we come in here and sit, and look out from the deck. This is what we survey, and it's turned into quite the jungle. It does every August, and then it gets, you know, after frost hits, September, October, it gets pretty dismal looking back here. Now, I have tried to plant things that will be somewhat evergreen, and all these phloxes and this particular type of sedum is an evergreen type of a sedum that, you know, I'm hoping that the early spring won't be quite so dismal. Like this sedum comes up too very early in the spring, and then with the irises, they come up very early. That, you know, and these irises that are in here are all double bloomers. The ones there along the back of the house, and the ones that are kind of back in here by behind the tree by the air conditioner, they're actually rebloomers too. The plan is that here soon we're going to actually move that whole thing with the pots that's by the air conditioner forward about 6 to 8 inches, and I'm going to move all those irises to another place because they've kind of been overtaken by that one ground cover. It's a beautiful ground cover in that the colors are so awesome, particularly coming into fall, and I can't remember the name of it either, but you know, it is going to take, you know, a nice weekend of work in here soon to kind of change that a little bit. But this is the end of this video tour. Bye.